Hockey moves too fast for guesswork. The puck changes sides in a heartbeat. Skaters cut across lanes in seconds, and the smallest hesitation can leave your goalie staring down a clean shot from the slot. In this chaos, your defense formation isn't a luxury. It's survival.
That's where zone defense comes in, a system built around space, positioning, and controlling the dangerous areas of the ice rather than chasing every single opponent. In this video, we'll give you a detailed comparison between zone defense and man-to-man coverage.
Why is zone defense important?
For decades, hockey defense was a bruising, man-to-man battle.
If a forward lined up in front of your net, you stuck to him like glue. If he drifted into the corner, you followed. The idea behind responding to any attack was simple. Shut down your man, shut down the play. But the modern NHL isn't built for simple anymore. With the game faster, more skilled, and more offense-driven than ever, teams have leaned on zone defense as a way to limit time, space, and options, without burning out their defenders in a never-ending chase. What zone defense means in hockey? Zone defense is about controlling areas, not players.
Each defender is responsible for a specific part of the ice. If the puck or an opposing player enters that area, you engage.
If they leave, you reset your position and let a teammate take over. Picture the defensive zone divided into lanes and layers. Low zone, net front battles. Post coverage, and protecting the slot. Mid zone, supporting low coverage while watching passing lanes. High zone, tracking point shots, sealing the blue line, and stopping long-range plays from turning dangerous. The goal isn't to smother one opponent, but to control the prime scoring areas, especially the slot and the high-danger middle ice.
Even if the attacking team cycles the puck around the perimeter, you're fine as long as they don't break into the inside lanes. This is where hockey's zone defense differs from basketball's.
In basketball, zone defenders shift constantly to collapse on shooters or ball handlers. Zone defenders adjust to the puck's position, but maintain a layered shape, keeping sticks in passing lanes and bodies between the puck and the net. There's no one pure zone defense.
Coaches adapt the shape to match the situation, whether it's even strength, a penalty kill, or defending against an aggressive cycle.
The most common versions include first standard low zone coverage.
This is the bread and butter alignment. Two defensemen protect the front of the net and the low slot, while the center helps down low, but also supports the high defenders when needed.
The wingers hover near the hash marks or the point, ready to pressure defensemen at the blue line.
The key is to collapse toward the net when the puck is low and expand toward the boards when the puck moves high. Second box +1. A defensive zone staple on the penalty kill.
4 players form a tight box protecting the slot, while one chaser pressures the puck carrier. This setup forces the opposition to the outside, where shots are less dangerous. The +1 moves aggressively, but the box stays tight to avoid gaps. Third diamond penalty kill.
Often used against power plays that focus on shooting from the points or the high slot.
1 defender pressures high, 2 cover the flanks, and 1 protects the net.
The diamond shape keeps sticks in the shooting lanes, especially against cross-seam passes to the one-timer side. Fourth collapsing zone. When the puck is deep in your zone, all 5 players can collapse tightly around the net to block shots and smother rebounds. The trade-off is leaving the points open, a calculated risk when protecting a lead or killing a penalty late in the game. Modern adjustments in 2025. Zone defense isn't static anymore. The speed of today's game forces teams to blend zone principles with quick, man-to-man reads.
NHL coaches have adjusted in several ways. Shorter shifts, tighter gaps, defenders stay fresh, and maintain gap control better with 35 to 40-second shifts.
In a pure zone, fatigue leads to late rotations and lost battles.
Hybrid switches. If an opposing forward cuts through the slot, defenders will momentarily switch to man coverage until the threat passes. This prevents high-skill players from finding open ice between static zone layers. Seam pass prevention. In 2025, offenses live on cross-ice passes that force goalies to move laterally. Zone defenders now keep sticks in passing lanes as a priority, often sacrificing a direct puck chase to guard the seam. Quick collapse on net drives. The moment the puck carrier drives toward the crease, defenders collapse instantly. That urgency wasn't as common 15 years ago, when defensemen often held positions longer.
Why teams stick to zone defense? Zone defense offers several advantages. Chasing players around the zone burns energy fast. Zone positioning lets defenders conserve stamina for key moments.
Against the league's fastest players, man-to-man can become a losing foot race. Zone defenders don't chase. They force the puck into less dangerous areas.
The best scoring chances come from the slot.
Zone defense keeps defenders between the puck and that prime real estate. The zone allows quick rotation without creating chaos. If a forward cycles the puck low to high, defenders simply pass off responsibility rather than scramble to follow. No system is perfect. Zone defense has its vulnerabilities, and modern offenses are built to exploit them.
If defenders stick too tightly to their zone spots, skilled forwards can drift into soft areas of coverage and get free looks.
When the puck moves rapidly side to side, slow shifts between defenders can open seams for one-timers. Zone defense naturally leaves more bodies in front of the net. If positioning isn't perfect, screens and tips can become a constant threat.
Giving up the perimeter means more point shots. Against teams with accurate shooting defensemen, this can be a serious problem. Examples from the modern game. Some NHL teams have built their identity on disciplined zone play.
New York Islanders, Barry Trotz's era, showed how suffocating a tight zone can be, slowing down faster teams and forcing them into low-percentage shots.
Minnesota Wild, known for collapsing quickly around the crease and blocking lanes, their structure frustrates teams that thrive on quick slot passes.
Tampa Bay Lightning, penalty kill, uses a hybrid diamond box approach to guard both the points and the slot, cutting down high-danger chances.
Even at the international level, you see variations. Team Canada often uses an aggressive 1-2-2 forecheck, but drops into a disciplined collapsing zone in the defensive end.
European teams, especially in the Swedish and Finnish leagues, use wider zone spacing to defend the perimeter, but rely on active sticks to disrupt passing lanes.
Zone defense has evolved from a passive shell into a highly calculated structure that blends positioning with split-second reads.
It's no longer about just holding your ground. It's about anticipating where the puck will go next and making that area an unplayable option for the opponent. And that wraps up the first look at how coverage works on the ice. Before we jump into the next system, take a second to smash that like button, hit subscribe, and ring the bell. You don't want to miss the rest of this breakdown between zone defense and man-to-man. Man-to-man coverage.
Hockey has always been a game of space, and the fight over that space is what defensive systems are built to win. While zone defense focuses on protecting key areas, man-to-man coverage takes a different path. Instead of defending a patch of ice, you defend a player.
Your job isn't to guard the slot in general. It's to stop your assigned opponent from ever getting there in the first place. That sounds straightforward until you realize you have to follow that player through every fake cut and screen while the puck is moving just as fast.
In 2025, man-to-man coverage is alive and well in the NHL, but it's rarely used in its purest form. Most teams now use hybrid variations because modern offenses are designed to pull defenders out of position.
Still, certain matchups call for true man coverage.
On the penalty kill, especially against teams that love quick puck movement, a coach might assign defenders to shadow threats rather than stay rooted in a box.
In defensive zone face-off situations, you'll often see wingers lock directly onto opposing points to take away the one-timer immediately after the draw. In the defensive zone, pure man-to-man means each defender picks an opposing player and mirrors them.
If you're a defenseman, you might be glued to the net front forward, battling for body position on every shift. If you're a winger, your job could be sticking with the point man so tightly that even a quick D-to-D pass becomes dangerous for them to attempt. For centermen, it's about following their matchup through the slot, onto the boards, and even into support battles down low. The neutral zone version of man coverage isn't as common, but some teams deploy it in aggressive forechecks.
In a man-on-man forecheck, each forward targets a specific defender, trying to cut them off before they can start a clean breakout. It's risky. If one forward gets beaten, the structure can collapse quickly. But when it works, it suffocates puck carriers and forces turnovers in dangerous spots. On the penalty kill, man coverage can be used in bursts. Against power plays built around one superstar shooter, a penalty killer might be told to shadow them the entire time.
That defender essentially sacrifices positioning in order to erase a single offensive option.
It's a gamble, but it can disrupt set plays before they start.
The biggest strength of man-to-man is pressure.
Offenses can't breathe when every passing lane is blocked by an aggressive shadow.
It's especially effective against teams that rely on set patterns.
A zone can be picked apart if you move the puck fast enough, but a determined man coverage can make even a skilled team's breakout look messy.
It also suits rosters that are mobile and physically fit.
When your defenseman can skate stride for stride with forwards, and your forwards can battle hard in the defensive zone, man-to-man coverage becomes a weapon. It's It's also a great way to force mistakes from less confident puck carriers. Many turnovers in many systems happen because the puck carrier feels there's no safe outlet, leading to rushed or risky plays. The main drawback is that man coverage is vulnerable to deception.
In hockey, you don't have to beat your own defender. You can make them switch assignments at the wrong time.
That's why cycling the puck low to high, running give-and-go plays, and using quick positional rotations can shred a man-to-man system. Once one defender is caught chasing, the rest often have to scramble.
It's also exhausting. Chasing an opponent around the defensive zone requires more skating and more physical engagement than staying in a set zone.
Over a long shift, that fatigue can open small gaps, and skilled forwards are quick to exploit them. When teams switch,
even teams that lean heavily on zone coverage will flip to man under certain conditions. If an opponent is dominating possession in the offensive zone, switching to man coverage can disrupt their rhythm. Coaches might also use man-to-man for the first few seconds after a face-off before falling back into a zone.
This hybrid method allows defenders to tie up their matchups before settling into their area responsibilities.
In high-stakes moments, like defending a one-goal lead late in the third, man coverage can be applied surgically. A coach might call for man-to-man on the 2 or 3 biggest threats on the ice, while the rest of the team maintains zone principles.
This mix keeps the defense organized while denying elite players the time and space to create.
The biggest shift in recent years is that the gap between these systems has narrowed. No team at the professional level uses a single approach for 60 minutes.
Zone defense remains the safer, more structured option over the course of a game. It protects the slot, limits high-danger chances, and reduces the risk of defenders chasing themselves out of position. Man-to-man, on the other hand, is a disruptor's weapon. It's not about sitting back, it's about attacking without the puck. When used in short, controlled bursts, it can dismantle even the best puck-moving teams.
Many coaches now see the choice as situational rather than philosophical. You play zone to stay safe, you play man-to-man to throw an opponent off balance.
Hockey in 2025 is faster than ever, and that speed forces defenders to think differently. Zone defense gives you a structure to survive that speed. Man-to-man gives you the chance to stop it at its source. The best teams don't pick one and stick with it. They blend both, switching between them like tools in a kit. What matters most is recognizing the moment to make that switch, because one wrong read in either system can turn into a puck in the back of your net. Appreciate you watching.
If you like this video, drop a like, subscribe for more NHL breakdowns, and let us know in the comments. Which system do you think gives teams the edge?
Plenty more hockey content is coming your way.